how to wake up stiff as hell. But before we get to that, what does it mean to wake up with a morning salute? It means that your hormones are healthy. And yes, you all, high libido is a sign of great health. So, what does healthier hormones mean? Means that just means that your stress is going to be lower. Now, what does it mean to not wake up with a towel in your trousers? This can mean a lot of negative things, you all. Stress, anxiety, depression. Could mean that you got poor sleep. So we do not want to be waking up not firm, all right? And now, why is it good for all aspects of your life? It's because obtaining good hormones equals a strong well-being for yourself. So it's good to wake up stiff, you all. Now, let's get to the 3 ways that you can do this. Way number 1 is having a whole food and high protein diet. What are whole foods? Whole foods are just single ingredient foods like a meat with nothing in it, a rice, sweet potato with nothing in it, honey. All these things that just are one ingredient. And why is that beneficial for you? Well, it's because your body was only meant to digest one ingredient at a time. And especially something that comes from the earth, unlike a fruity pebble or a Funyun. Now, these things are going to make your gut feel really good, which in turn, since your gut is linked to your brain, it'll make your brain feel really good, and it will make your overall health good, which leads to healthy hormones and waking up stiff as hell. Now, method number 2, dialed in sleep. This is really going to be a catalyst for waking up with a rocket. How do you get dialed sleep? Well, you'll want to shoot for 8 hours. That definitely is a sign of a good night's rest. Then you want to get your circadian rhythm on check. What's a circadian rhythm? It's basically just your body's clock. And we want that clock to be operating at the same times each day. So in my case scenario, I personally fall asleep at 1 a.m. and wake up at 9 a.m. every day. And my body's used to that. And the more that you go to sleep and wake up at the same time, the easier it's going to be for you to get to bed, because your body's going to start feeling tired around that time that you have set for yourself to be asleep. So you want to get your circadian rhythm in check. That's definitely going to assure you waking up with a cane. And next, a good way to get dialed in sleep is a cold, dark bedroom. The experts say that you want your sleeping environment to mimic a cave. That means cold and dark. So guys, don't feel bad about setting the temperature down in your apartment or your house. You want to invest in your health here. And if that means an extra $10 a month, do it, because it's going to make you excel in all other aspects of your life, causing you to make more money to where that $10 is nothing. Now, the last way that I can tell you to dial in your sleep is to have no caffeine in your system. So how do you do this? That doesn't mean you just don't drink caffeine. I mean, guys, I love my Joe. I take it black, and that's just the way I like it. And caffeine has a half-life of 8 hours. What does that mean? That basically means that if I take my last sip of Joe at 2 p.m., even though I'm not drinking anymore after that, it's still going to be in my system for the next 8 hours until 10 p.m. So we want to make sure that, let's say you're going to bed at 1 a.m., you want to be taking that last sip of Joe at, 4 or 3 p.m.? I believe that's 4 or 3 p.m. It's just 8 hours before you're going to go to sleep. Because, shoot, if you take a sip of White Monster at 6 p.m. because you had luge practice, and then you're like, huh, yeah, I'm just gonna go to bed at 10 p.m. tonight so I can wake up early tomorrow. Well, let me tell you, you're gonna be tossing and turning. You might open up Netflix and start watching Sister Wives, and you're a grown man. You just couldn't go to sleep, and Lord knows that we want you watching that when you're supposed to be asleep, and Lord knows, especially from the last video, we want you digging in your butt too, because that can be something you might do if you can't fall asleep. And method number 3 is 3 times a week exercise. Guys, we have a lot of natural energy as humans. I know it may not seem like that nowadays with all the things that are bogging us down in our lives, but as a human, we have a lot of energy. And if we are not doing some form of exercise to release these endorphins and give our bodies a release, then it's going to be harder for us to go to sleep and wake up stiff as hell. So, all I'm asking is 3 times a week, 3 exercises a week. And if you don't know where to start on how to get a good pump in or just a good sweat in, go to ChatGPT. Tell them this is what you like doing. Tell them this is what I have available to me in terms of exercise equipment. And then tell them to write you a 3-day-a-week workout plan. And it doesn't even have to be a 45-minute plus workout. It can be under an hour. You're done. You're going to be sleeping better. You're going to be waking up erect. And your overall life and well-being is just going to be so much better. So those are the 3 methods right there. And to conclude this video right here, we want to be shooting for penile tumescence upon wake because it is a great sign of health, you all. I know it sounds funny and goofy talking about it, but it seriously is. And life was not meant to be lived miserably, okay? It's just that we weren't taught this stuff. We weren't taught how to be healthy. We weren't taught that our food that we eat has a direct effect on our mental well-being and how we sleep and just all aspects of our health. So this was just one nugget today that I can give you, how to wake up stiff as hell and how that can be a true catalyst for your overall health and well-being. Please drop a comment of your opinion below, and I love you all. Hammer Posse CEO out.